In the shadow of Steppe Ones, a Mongolian chronicle from the 13th century records a stark decree. The mark of the princess must be imposed on every captured Scythian heiress within 3 lunar cycles. Defiance erases the clan from the steppes map. Tents burned, horses seized, names struck from ancestral songs. These words, etched on saffron-dyed parchment, allow no mercy. This is no myth, but an imperial rule enforced by scribes with quills dipped in soot and bovine blood ink. Picture a seal carved from ivory, smooth as a fallen warrior's bone, imprinting the blood oath symbol in red clay, 2 crossed arrows encircled by steppe grasses. This artifact, kept in the Khan's hidden vault, authenticated every stage of the ritual. We'll break down the system's mechanics step by step, from ruthless selection to final entry in the Book of Shadows, where women's fates became numbers and stamps. For resistors, the cost was bureaucratic precision, the notation, deceased during purification in clan ledgers, no body, no mourning. An empty tent on the steppe, wind tearing at faded banners, marked a lineage vanished like dawn mist. One chronicle notes such a case, the Don River clan, erased after refusal, leaving only scattered bone amulets on the sand. Suddenly, the scent of dried herbs rises, steppe rue and Caucasian thyme from the ritual chamber, promising deeper secrets buried in imperial protocols. What lies behind this aroma? The machinery of power that devoured entire dynasties. The legend claims Genghis Khan wed Scythian princesses in voluntary unions, weaving alliances of affection amid steppe customs. A 1220 register preserved in Mongolian vaults shatters this illusion. It details a forced oath of loyalty, 12 phrases in the steppe dialect, recited under threat of the lash. Each phrase, inscribed in black ink on goatskin parchment, ended with the Khan's seal. One read, "My blood flows in the empire's shadows." This was no romance, but a binding contract witnessed by 4 observers. Scythians appear in tales as unbound warriors where gender holds no rank and women fight alongside men. Mongolian chronicles paint a harsher truth. Elite women were required to wear the amulet of obedience, carved from crocodile bone sourced from distant rivers. Entries logged it in a rigid format. Number Jarnshus clan, Char mark, Char status. Example, 14, Don River, amulet imposed, active. The amulet, heavy on the neck, barred access to sacred Scythian caves unless the ritual passed. The chronicler's note added, worn without consent, confiscation and exile. These rituals were portrayed as festivals of imperial unity, with steppe peoples dancing under firelight. A protocol from the Volga camp disproves the veil. Isolation in the tent of silence lasted 7 days, banning speech and skyward glances. Penalty for breaking it, name erased for a number, like S47. The tent, sewn from black sheep's wool, was secured by guards with a bronze key etched in Mongol runes. Inside, a horse-fat lamp cast shadows on the walls. This was no celebration, but an administrative cell. A lost Mongolian register, unearthed from Karakoram's ruins, stresses the purification's bureaucratic core. Its quote, "Purification is no divine act, but a ledger entry, from blood to ink, from name to numeral." The document lists tools, eagle feather quill, bone inkwell, parchment limited to 20 lines per soul. These myths conceal the machinery of power, which we now expose. From selection to final act, the system operated like the steppe's unyielding engine. After the battle, as steppe dust settles on armor, Mongol warriors launch the selection. They evaluate the Scythian clan using the Tablet of Heritage, a goatskin parchment divided into 5 blood categories: pure Scythian, blended with Sarmatian, battle-hardened, horse guardian, cave sentinel. The Khan decides within 1 night under the stars. Sanction for rejection, immediate deportation of the entire clan, horses taken, tents torched, land marked by a bone pillar. A hidden loyalty test lurks in the shadows. A single hesitant phrase in the dialect seals exclusion. The tablet bears a silver seal, glinting in torchlight. Isolation follows. Transferred to the Pavilion of Shadows, a tent of black silk from the Silk Road, overseen by 6 guards armed with the Key of Oath, a bronze medallion engraved with steppe runes. Documentation starts with a registry entry. Lunar date, EGA, 3rd moon after full. Description of 3 ritual gestures: bow with hand on heart, seal touch on the wrist, recitation of the formula shadow of the steppes engulfs the light. The registry, penned with a hawk feather quill, limits each person to 6 lines. Guards wear camel hair cloaks, the key clinking softly with each step. Isolation runs until dawn, water denied except at first light. Then the test and mark. The marking ritual calls for black ink blended with herbs, steppe rue and mandrake root dried in yurt shade. The instructor, chosen from Mongol shamans, judges after scrutiny. Do eyes avert from the rune? Do hands tremble on recitation? Fixation occurs in the status card, a parchment with 7 fields. Old name, or new number, herbs used, a mark applied, decision, sanction, chug date. For failures, recorded as deceased, annotated, purification failed, clan deported. Ink applies via horsehair brush before 2 sentries. The herb scent stings the nostrils, foreshadowing the endgame, the Power Act as Empire's capstone. Finally, the Knight and Power Act, a procedural ritual before exactly 4 witnesses, 2 warriors, a scribe, a guard, registered as the Act of Union. No bodily specifics, just the formula transfer of imperial blood, intoned 3 times in the Khan's dialect. Time window, 2 hours from dusk, with code words "Shadow of the Steppes" at entry and exit. The document seals with an ivory stamp, sanction of eternal exile for interruptions, S number, Chakwash exiled, Chash date. A new mystery emerges, traces in Karakoram's scrolls, awaiting revelation. The system ground on without pity, turning princesses into echoes. The Mongol overseer, scarred on the cheek from a Scythian arrow, watched the Princess Alara from the Scythian clan. The 1221 battle at the Don River ended in rout, horses fallen, horn banners mired in mud. Ailara's aim was clear: preserve her clan's legacy, the sacred caves and elder songs before the steppe swallowed their echoes. Capture struck fast. Warriors bound her to a cedar post, and the overseer assessed her lineage by the tattoo on her arm, a horse rider's mark from eastern Scythia. Selection for the ritual came within the hour, noted on the tablet. Heiress, value, high, fate, mark. Isolation in the Pavilion of Shadows began at dusk. The overseer led Alara across the plain, where wind carried smoke from campfires. The black silk tent stood apart, entrance veiled by grass mats. Inside, 4 sheep-fat lamps flickered shadows on the walls. Guards locked it with the oath key, bronze forged in eagle shape. Alara endured 7 days in silence, water rationed to dawn portions. The overseer logged the gestures: bow before entry, seal press on the wrist, chant of Shadow of the Steppes. The registry filled a line. Date, 14th moon after full, and isolation summary. The bone amulet test unfolded under moonlight. The amulet, shaped from crocodile bone, dangled on an iron chain. The overseer noted Alara's touch, tattooed hand on the rune. The instructor probed for tells, averted gaze, trembling fingers during the loyalty chant. Steppe rue ink marked the skin with a horsehair brush, etching the blood oath. Passed. The status card recorded, number 23, Eastern Scythia, mark completed, status, united, date, 15th moon, 12/21. The herb tang burned the air, hinting at the toll. The Power Act proceeded by protocol, sealed with the Khan's ivory stamp. 4 witnesses, a warrior, scribe, 2 guards, formed the circle. The formula transfer of imperial blood echoed 3 times in the Khan's tongue. No more words. The Act of Union document stamped within 2 hours, code Shadow of the Steppes, closing it. The overseer saw the light fade in Erasure's eyes, not revolt, but surrender. Outcomes arrived in ledgers. Erasure's name became S23, entered in the clan chronicle as deceased during purification. Exile to the Karakum Desert, no horse, just a pouch of dried meat and a 3-day water skin. From the overseer's view, herb sent to empty tent, wind ripping the mat remnants. Steppe hushed. Legacy survived in imperial files, not songs. Mongolian chronicles, tucked away in Ulaanbaatar's vaults, tally roughly 50 Scythian princesses who endured the ritual from 1219 to 1225. Each logged in soot ink registers, annotated with herb blends and seals. In parallel, Batu Khan's empire, Genghis's grandson, expanded the framework with ledgers exceeding 200 entries on hemp parchment. Batu applied the mark to southern steppe tribes, penalties for refusal including herd seizures and deceased notations for whole bloodlines. The system's reach spanned 7 steppe camps, from Don Shores to the Altai. Pavilions of shadows rose from black silk, stocked with 12 seal varieties, ivory for oaths, silver for status, crocodile bone for marks, each imprinting red clay or black soot. The ritual formula intones, "The steppe's blood flows in the empire's shadows," chanted in dialect at the act's core. Camps linked trade routes, lamps burning horse fat for round-the-clock watch, guarded by 12 sentries per shift. The blunt strike landed in paperwork. Status shifted from heiress to shadow, mass deceased during purification entries in ledgers, erasing 3 Scythian clans, Eastern, Donside, and Caucasian. The first lost 70 tents, the second sacred caves, the third bloodlines. Documents closed with the format: number Almakshak, status Parach, date, no space for grief. The steppe claimed their chance, leaving bone posts as markers. Suppressed chronicles hold deeper layers. Hidden scrolls in Mongolian archives, wrapped in sheepskin, forbidden under exile threats. Revelation sanctions. Shadow betrayal entry and asset forfeiture. One chronicle, torched in the 1240 invasion, referenced banned herbs, steppe rue with mandrake. Another, in the Khan's library, capped entries at 10 princesses yearly. Fourth fact, quills from vulture feathers, ink enduring centuries. Fifth, ritual echoes in steppe gene pools, concealed from scholars. These rituals forge the steppe, binding blood to imperial voids, yet chronicles stay mute. Another secret lingers, in the heart of Mongol vaults, where parchments whisper of forgotten penalties.